If you like movies, check out my movie review channel. Every single movie title you see on the screen, I have a video about coming out within the next 2 weeks. I'm uploading a video every day for 2 weeks, so definitely make sure you're subscribed there. The link is in the description below. I got some other stuff on there too, some like breakdowns of certain scenes I like and things like that, so check it out. So do we trust Patrick Mahomes to play well in the Super Bowl? Well, I mean, yeah, we expect Mahomes to play well regardless of what game it is, but how will he play against this very good Eagles defense? We can't say for certain because we have not seen him play against this Eagles defense, but we've seen him play against other good defenses and just in interesting situations that can kind of resemble the Eagles defense. So let's talk about why I think that Mahomes should still be able to have an effective day against a very good defense, although I think there are ways the Eagles defense will slow him down as well, so let's just get into all of it. So first, this play, I'm not saying that this is something the Eagles will do a lot or even that this translates a ton to what's going to happen, although maybe you could argue putting MVS in the slot, using his speed against Avonte Maddox has a chance of working, I don't know, but the main reason I'm showing this play is we're talking about Mahomes and Mahomes' ability, because that's something that we just have to talk about right off the bat. How well can Mahomes play at this point when he isn't 100%? I mean, look at how when this play begins, Mahomes is going to take the snap, and this is not an easy throw to make. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's a window to make this throw, but you're going to have to make this throw right where the window is. This is where, okay, if you're not fully healthy, I don't expect you to be able to make this throw. If you're partially healthy, though, are you expected to make this throw or not? Well, Mahomes is going to be able to make this throw, and what a throw he did. I mean, look at how perfect that was, completely on a line, exactly where he wanted it to be, where it was far enough underneath the safety to where the safety couldn't come over and make a play, but still over the corner. Just an incredible throw. So, listen, he's going to be able to throw the ball effectively. He still has a cannon for an arm. Even if his foot still isn't fully healthy, he's going to be good enough that you have to respect his arm, if nothing else, which I'm sure the Eagles will. Although, I also want to talk about this play because this is something that, I mean, the reality is, I think it's fair to say this is Mahomes' one negative trait that he has just in general, but it's also something that we saw in the conference championship game a little bit. I'm not saying it's a huge deal, but I think something worth talking about is, again, you see the concept on your screen. It's going to be man coverage. You have a couple of receivers running from their left to the right, which could potentially get open once you get kind of past the middle of the field, really outside the hash marks. That's kind of where it could get open. Look at how when this play begins, you see that Mahomes looks downfield, and really both of them are open. You know, you could argue he should throw it to the further receiver down the field, MVS, but Mahomes didn't see that. He was looking on to Sky Moore. That's where he was watching, which, again, that happens all the time in football. People love to point out these things after the fact and say, oh, he threw it to the wrong guy. But it happens. You have an open receiver trying to hit the open receiver on a third down. I can understand it. However, this throw from Mahomes is just above Sky Moore, and maybe he was expecting Moore to run a little bit further down the field. I don't know. I don't think so. I think this was just a missed throw, and every now and then he will miss a throw. Like every now and then one will kind of get away from him. It is, again, Mahomes is incredible. Mahomes is obviously the best quarterback in football right now, in my opinion, but, there will be the occasional missed throw. It happens. Is that, because of the injury? Well, the past 2 weeks, I feel like I've seen him miss more throws. So maybe, potentially, but again, where will that injury be? How healthy will he be come Super Bowl Sunday? I think there's a chance that it doesn't affect him at all. I also want to talk about something like this, because, everyone talks about the Eagles' great corners, and for good reason. They deserve to be talked about. They deserve the credit that they're getting. They probably deserve more credit that they're getting, actually, because most people pay attention to the pass rushers, which are obviously great as well, but, it's all great. That's what makes this Eagles team so incredible, is they're pretty much great at everything. But, there are ways to beat teams that are great at coverage, and this is going to be an example. Something like this, just a screen pass, this is something that the Chiefs really like to do a good chunk. Andy Reid has always done this, of just sometimes get the ball to your halfback in the passing game. That's a big way you can get the ball down the field, and I would not be shocked at all to see a scenario where that's something they do. Listen, I'm not saying that the Broncos defense is as good as the Eagles defense, but in terms of drop back EPA, the Eagles are first defensively, but the Broncos are fifth. So both teams are very good. And watch how on this play, because of this concept, Mahomes is able to flip the ball to Pacheco, and you see how much space there is. Everyone's concerned about getting beat down the field when it comes to Mahomes, and that's sometimes something that Andy Reid and this Chiefs offense can take advantage of. Watch as Pacheco is going to run. He's actually going to pick up 17 yards on this play. So that's basically a free explosive, essentially. You're able to move the ball down the field effectively with checkdowns and with screen passes, which can make this team just so difficult to stop. Something like this is another interesting one. It's going to be a zone coverage play, and you have a situation where you're going to have a receiver from the offense's left kind of try to push the safety further deep, and then Travis Kelsey is going to try and get open over the middle. Again, Eagles like to play their zone coverage. They will be running some cover 3 zone in this game. They run everything. They mix stuff up, but I imagine there will be plays like this. And if you just kind of sit back in zone, well, Mahomes can, really just destroy you, and one big way is with Travis Kelsey, who is the best to ever do it when it comes to finding soft spots in zone coverage. Look at how when Mahomes takes the snap, you're going to see that at this point, Travis Kelsey is very open. Travis Kelsey is able to get this open, and again, I know people are going to say, Eagles fans are going to say, oh, well, TJ Edwards will cover him here, or, Kaiser White, he'll get over there, he'll, find a way to cover him. We're not going to leave him open the way that other teams leave him open. I'll believe it when I see it, because I've heard that a number of times, and I've never seen someone actually consistently cover Travis Kelsey in zone coverage. It's happened a little bit in man, when you have a really good coverage player who can do it, and even that's not so easy. When you're in zone, Kelsey's getting open. That's just how it works. Watch as Mahomes is able to make the throw. He had to use his mobility a little bit, which, again, he was able to move a little. Even in the Jaguars game, he was able to move a little. I expect him to be able to move at least a little in the Super Bowl as well. And this is just, again, it's a Mahomes video, not a Kelsey video. But obviously having Kelsey will help Mahomes. And it can kind of put you in tough spots where if you don't want to just sit back and play zone, well, then what do you do? Well, what if you try something like this? Still zone coverage, but this is going to be a cover 3 zone blitz. So you're blitzing here, trying to force some extra pressure onto Mahomes, trying to fool him a little bit. Look at how when this play begins, Mahomes immediately goes back into the pocket, which, again, Mahomes loves to do that. Mahomes loves to run backwards out of the pocket, really, which is happening here. There is pressure. Someone got through untouched. But there's also an open player for Mahomes to hit. And this is kind of the thing, is when you take away extra resources down the field to get pressure on Mahomes, well, now Mahomes, can, who can get rid of the football very quickly, has an opportunity to do exactly that. Mahomes does make this throw, and, they're able to pick up a first down on 3rd down on that play. But that was Juju Smith-Schuster who made the catch. And listen, I know everyone likes to say, okay, who are the star receivers that the Chiefs have? And that's a fair point to bring up, but they have so many good players. And a lot of times, it's not necessarily about who's your best wide receiver. It's about who's your 3rd best wide receiver. And when you have 6 good wide receivers, even with half of them being banged up, you still have enough guys who will be able to come in and make plays, and they still have their guy in Travis Kelsey, who can be their 3rd down and 7 guy they look towards, who, has definitely had success. So, do I think Mahomes will have a good day against the Eagles? Yes, I also think water is wet. Like, Mahomes is good. Mahomes is going to play well. There's one game I've ever seen where he didn't at least give his team a chance to win. That's, of course, I'm referring to the last time he was in the Super Bowl, where there was literally no way he was going to be able to give his team a chance to win. There was just, that was one of those games where everything went wrong for them. I think Mahomes will play well. Will it be enough to get the victory? That's a really good question, and I still don't feel confident either way. Even though I did pick the Chiefs to win, but I could see it going either way. I really could. I'm not just saying that as a cop out, so I don't have to give a strong opinion. I've given strong opinions on Super Bowls in the past. This one just feels like it could go either way, but I don't know. I would have a hard time betting against Mahomes, but that's what I think. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you, and of course, as always, thanks for watching.